Willie D Live.
Excuse my French and pardon my vernacular, but can't let a hoe be a hoe. You know, it's very difficult for them to do that. You had a very public confrontation with Kanye West at TMZ.
Yeah.
What was your role at TMZ at that time?
I was a senior producer for TMZ Sports and a TMZ television personality. I was on all 3 shows.
Right. So when you gave your take, I had never heard you really speak at length on anything before.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I never had really just heard you. I saw you give a quick take,
Yeah.
but never saw. When I saw that, I was like, oh shit, this dude is about to blow up.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, and I know that's not what you were thinking, but it was almost like you couldn't wait to be able to speak your mind, like, with complete autonomy.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't wait to do that shit. Like, when you let off on that, you was hitting all cylinders. You know, you didn't mince words and you didn't waste words.
Mm-hmm.
Did you think about the consequences of airing somebody that big out at your job in front of the whole world? Did you think about it before you did it? Or
Nah.
you just...
The one thing that I will say about TMZ is that your perspective is your perspective.
Okay.
They're not going... There's very few things you can say on TMZ to get yourself in trouble. They would rather you have, at least when I was there, they would rather you have like an uncut, unvarnished opinion on something. You have complete freedom to cover things, to do things, and to say things. So I wasn't worried about any blowback. I certainly wasn't worried about any blowback from him because, I mean, what is he going to do to me? I was embarrassed for him. And I was embarrassed for myself because I had been a consistent defender of him for a long time on the show.
Yeah, and for context, this is the...
Slavery was a choice.
Slavery was a choice statement that Kanye made.
Right. And so I was like, hey, you know, for me, I was wondering, I really wanted to talk to him about where he was at this stage of his life and why we were now getting the brunt of all of Kanye's ire, why it was coming back at us when we had given him this gigantic platform to go out and speak and talk and say things like what was up with him. And then it was always going to come out not being disrespectful. It was always going to come out in love and in concern because I don't have any disdain for him. I wasn't mad at Kanye West. I loved Kanye West, you know. And so my thing is like, why us? Why are you dissing the ancestors? Why are you talking like this in front of them?
Why are you dissing the ancestors?
Why are you dissing the ancestors in front of them? Why are you making us sound weak? Like, why are you talking like this in front of them? I'm in this building every single day trying my best. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not climbing up on the cross. I worked at TMZ, and you work there. You're a part of it, right? But you're there, and you're doing things, and you're having fights, and you're doing all of this stuff. And I'm not trying to make it seem like it was a constant fight for my cultural soul every day at TMZ. Look, I enjoyed working there. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying all of the stuff that you do say and the fights that you do have and all of that stuff, you're doing all of that. And then Kanye West comes in and says, hey, slavery, not that big deal. Kind of black people's fault. I'm like, you don't hear yourself? You're too minted and goated to say something like that. And it's untrue.